Hey guys, it's Joe. I am working on some ATC cards that I'm going to be swapping at an ATC Swap at my local stamp store at Stamp Your Heart Out in Claremont, California. And this is my ATC card. I really like how it turned out. I was going for a shabby chic birthday. Okay, so that's the card I'm going to be doing today. And let me just try to zoom in a little bit. So I got a regular craft piece of paper, and this is your regular ATC size, 2.5 by 3.5, and I stamped the image of the wood grain stamp. And this I got this at Michael's a while back, and they still have it. And I used chestnut roan chalk ink for it. So I stamped image there, and to get the distressed edge, I just used my fingernail to kind of just run it along. I don't have the Tim Holtz distress tool, so this is the next best thing. You work with what you have, and everybody has fingernails, so okay. So that's that, and then I'm edging the edges with walnut stain. Okay. And the cake stamp that I used is from Studio G, and it's the dollar stamp. So it's this one right here, and I stamped the pedestal, and I'm using coffee and archival ink, and I just try to get the pedestal there. That's okay if I get part of the top. It's going to be covered anyways, so I just put that at the bottom like so. Okay. And to create these layers here, I just stamped this image using the chalk ink chestnut roan on several pattern papers. So it looks like, looks like that. I stamped it twice, and then I'm just gonna layer it onto the card. This is the bottom cake layer. Oops. I'm gonna put that right there. Okay. And then this is the top layer. Let me just go down a little bit. Okay, and then for the candle, I just cut a strip of the pattern paper, and then I put it right a little bit off center, like so. And then these banners here, I used my Mind's Eye Lost and Found stamp set that I just purchased, and I used these banners right here, and I just stamped it on white cardstock with different colors of ink, and then I just cut it out. So I'm gonna lay the banner, the party banner, on the card like so. Okay, so let me just adhere those. Okay, then I just put some rhinestone accents, and I'm using glossy accent to adhere the rhinestones. And there's these little baby ones here. Okay, then I have this yellow dewdrop, this little mini one, and I got yellow stickles. And just put a little dab there. And then I just put this on top to act like the candle. Okay. And then here are the top layers of the cake, and I'm going to glue some lace. Okay. Like so. And let me trim that. And then I'm going to adhere it to the cake image. I'm putting 2 layers of foam adhesive. Oops. And then I just place it on top of the image. Okay, and then on this part, put some glue on the top. Okay, and then trim it. And then I just use 1 layer of foam adhesive. Okay, here is just a paper rose leaf. Put it right there. This is just like one of the branches from these roses here that I twisted. The stem, I'm sorry, the stem from the rose. Put that there. It's fine. And then I have some lace here, little scrap lace. Oops. Okay, then attach my rose and the cake. Okay. And then I just drew some doodles, some stitching or the butterfly's path onto the card with a Sharpie. Okay. And I had like a little butterfly image from Hero Arts. I stamped it on some paper, cut it out, and then I'll just glue that. Bend the wings a little bit. Put it right there. And then I stamped the image again on some acetate, and I colored it with my Copic markers just to give it some color. And then fold the wings, and then just put a little dab of glue in the center, like so, and then layer it on top of the pattern paper, and just kind of play around with the wings. Okay, And then I have some fruit punch stickles that I just add some polka dots to the wings just to give it some glitter. And that's my ATC card. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will have pictures up in my blog. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.